What's going on, guys? It is Mr. Sonic 2 back at it again. Don't pay attention to this name. It means nothing. I just can't switch my name back on this version of Minecraft. Okay, anyways, welcome back to another Minecraft video. You have not seen me play Minecraft in like 2 years. So, thanks to a person that you probably all know, or at least have heard of, this game has returned, and today I will be teaching you how to create a redstone piston elevator, just like this one, and just like someone that you probably have seen have this, that is an entrance to a giant meatball. It's just an elevator using pistons, and it works just like that. Probably didn't see any of that or how it worked at all, but basically I'm just going to be teaching you how to create one of these monsters. I know it looks ugly. You can cover it up pretty easily. You just have to build a house around it, honestly. But I tried to create, oh no, why did I get rid of these? I tried to create a simpler version that worked back a while ago, I think. But I think in 1.14, I think we're in 1.14, it just doesn't work at all. It might work in 1.13, but I'm not sure. All I know is that it doesn't work as it is supposed to. So I'm sorry that you can't just be watching a video about this thing. I will show you how to create this beast. Without further ado, let's get right on into the video. So now what we gotta do is actually build this beast. Let me show you how it works. Of course, I'm not gonna build the entire thing because it takes a good while to see how these things work. As you will see soon enough. But first off, let's start with the redstone going into the first piston. Of course, you can cover all of this stuff up, which I will do. But first, let us go ahead and put this here. As you can see, it works. It puts up the piston, and now you're like, oh wow, that's so cool, it put you up one block, and that's all you no, I'm just kidding, that's not all you have to do. Yes, all you have to do is this. No, that is not how that works, because if you tried doing something like this, it's actually more if you pulled it off, I'd be surprised, because it is more complicated than you'd expect from something as simple as just going straight up. But it is pretty complicated. Also, if you tried to like do something like putting like a redstone block here, and like when that goes up, it turns up. But the thing is, to actually have it work, you'd need redstone blocks next to redstone blocks, next to redstone blocks. So it would just constantly be sticking up, so there wouldn't be a way to like pull that off. And I'll see if I can figure out how to do that straight up one. In fact, it might not be possible. I'm just assuming, thinking, why are you here? Anyways, I'm just assuming that there is a very hard way to do that. It's just super, I don't know. Anyways, okay, now we do the actual stuff. Anyways, so the reason this piston is right here, of course, I'll get into the redstone after. I just want you to see the order of the pistons and stuff. The reason this piston is right here is because when this pushes up, it's on this level rather than it being right there. If that pushed, it would not push me off. In fact, it wouldn't even turn on. Like, the piston wouldn't work. So we have to have this right here. And now, this is where it gets kind of complicated, because you got the redstone flowing up here into this piston, and now you absolutely need a repeater. I don't know if that should work. That doesn't work. You need a repeater somewhere. I can get a good place for it. You need a repeater somewhere set to 1 tick, which is literally just putting it down, because any repeater, surprisingly, it is already at 1 tick, which makes sense unless you know about the fact that it does extend the length of a signal. It increases the power to go another 15 blocks, 15 meters basically, since a block is a meter by meter by meter. So as you can see, since the tick is there, it doesn't go off immediately. It goes off like, I don't know how long a tick is. Anyways, it goes off like a little bit after this sets off, so it will push. Yeah, it will push you off. I was very confused on what happened there because it goes so fast. Anyways, next up, we have a block here. Unlike you would think to have it like here, I mean, not there. There, it just doesn't push you on that. As you can see, it just gets you stuck right there. So you need, since this piston will push you on to this piston, and this piston will push you up, and then it will go on and on and on and on, as you can probably tell. Now, next up, we have another, it's pretty simple, honestly. It's pretty simple redstone if you really think about it. But next up, we just go on one, put another repeater down for a single tick, and boom, it goes up. Perfect timing. It's perfect, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Next up, we can just put this piston above this redstone, and this will push you off of this piston if you couldn't tell already. Anyways, let's actually move this repeater over here so you can make the block go up sooner, since it does need to go up as soon as possible just to get to this. Because if you make it go up before the tick, then it will just go off at the same time, and problems will be had, basically. Now just build a circuit this way, add a repeater, and build a circuit to the piston. Then okay, we have a problem. It'll work if it doesn't happen. And if it keeps on messing up, I had this problem over here on one of these repeaters. One of these sets of repeaters is set to 1 extra tick because they were setting off at the same time, and I was getting stuck. So all you have to do to fix that problem is just to add another tick to the one that's going too fast. Right there, it was this one that was going too fast, so just add an extra tick here and then you're all good. But I think we're good for now. That might have just been a one-time thing since it's working every other time. Okay, so after you get this one done, it's going to push it onto a piston right here. Just put a piston right there. It'll push you onto that one. And next up, we just got a simple. It's very simple if you just know how to do it. And that's why I am teaching you, so you know how to do it and you will understand it and you will be able to explain it to all your friends or family members if you don't have anyone. Just like me, I don't have any friends. Don't make me lonely. I'm not just kidding, actually. I'm very lonely. So as you can see, once you start here, it should push you all the way up here, and it will push you up on this last one that we just added. Now, this is my favorite part because you can just put the pistons, as you saw over here. You can just put the piston on top of the redstone without a block. It just makes life so much simpler, you know. That's right. You better run. So yeah, it just makes it so much simpler. I don't even know why I needed to mention that. I didn't. Anyway, so it'll push you up here, and this is the correct direction. So what we want to do here, go up twice again, like we did on the other area right here. Just go up twice again. It's kind of just the same thing over and over again, but I will go through an entire cycle with you so you get the gist of it. Also, don't mention the obsidian. The obsidian's just there for me. When you go up all the way, it's just a way to like walk off. And I'll tell you what that last piston's for. Oh, my legs. Okay, so this piston will push off. But first we need to add the repeater, of course. Add the repeater. That is very important. Don't ever forget that, or you may suffocate. So you could have fatal consequences if you forget a single thing. And next up, we just go down one. Oh, that's right. That literally doesn't matter that that's there. Don't worry. See, it doesn't set off that, so don't worry about that because it's not gonna mess up anything if you do that. I never ran into that problem because I only tested it with the button on the floor. But see, it won't set this off until it goes there. See, it doesn't set off, so you're totally fine if something like that happens. Of course, you can't have it one block higher because then it will get in the way. And next up, since we have this going, we again cannot forget the repeater. And now I'm just gonna go slowly one more time, or two more times, just in case you missed it, any of the steps I took. So just go up 2 blocks here. You don't have to get rid of these. They're just there for decoration to take up less space. It just triggers my OCD if they're there. It doesn't matter if they're there or not. So after the tick you go up 1 block, 2 blocks with the redstone. And of course, I forgot to put down the piston. But the next piston will be here, above this. And it will go 2 blocks this way and straight to the piston. And then on this block right here, you add a repeater for the time spacing. And you add 2, just add normal 2 redstone dust there. Of course, you can't have a repeater like right next to it, or it won't set off. You can't have a repeater on the stairs, or it won't set off. You can't have a repeater facing the wrong way, or it won't set off. So you gotta be careful about all of that. Okay, so now, after we do this, you put the next piston right here, right next to that one level higher, and the direction that this will push you, so you will land basically on top of this. Not really land, but you get what I mean. So now you go off outside of the block, like in the direction that's not facing towards where all the other redstone is. You go down 1 block, go this way, put the redstone here, and then on this block right here, you can put a repeater. You can also put it here, but just to keep continuity, we put it right here, and just put it onto that piston. And I'll show one more just to show. I'll do one more quicker just so you can see. It doesn't matter how many times you do this. you just gotta like do it once at least. If you want to get some height, you gotta do it once. You gotta do both. You gotta do both going up into the side once, because then if you don't do that, it'll just go up and then go down again. And I will teach you the reasoning for that. Next up, we have to put the piston right here on top of that redstone again. I already told you this like a million times. Go up 2 blocks. 1, 2. Fill that in with blocks right in there. Repeater. Redstone, redstone. And then we have the next piston right here, which will, and then you go down 1 and out, down and out 1. This way it just goes up and out, up and to like the left. For the way that I'm building it, you can build it to the right, I think, but I've built it to the left every time. The left is probably the most simple way to do it. Like in this, and you have to keep the circle in a continuous pattern. You can't swap out directions or it'll run into another piston. So we got that. We go down 1, connect the space in between these 2. Go down 1, repeater, redstone the rest of the way. And now this is like, let's say you got all the way done, all the height you wanted. It doesn't matter how high you went, just you got to the height that you wanted to be at the end. What I suggest doing, of course you don't have to do this, but what I suggest doing is to put a piston to the side so you don't fall down again and get stuck. But put a piston to the side so it pushes you off onto like a pathway or like the house right here or whatnot. Since we have this going up, we gotta get to this one. So you go up 2, up and to the left 2, connect these 2 places, add the redstone and the repeater in between. Again, don't forget the repeater, it is vital for everything to work. So now we just gotta test it, and that's all you really have to do. Just at the end, make sure you add this last piston so it pushes you onto the ramp rather than just staying up. Let's say it pushes you up and then you fall back down, and like if it was, I mean, you can probably jump onto it, but you don't want it to be like uncomfortable for the people riding. I don't know what I just said. Okay, I made a weird mistake. There were 2 blocks here. That's just in the way of the button. You can get rid of that. I mean, like, that's literally unimportant completely. I don't know why I had that there in the first place. So now let's just test it. Okay, as you can see, this had moved too fast, so let's, like, as you saw earlier, the bug fix, you just have to extra tick it so this one doesn't go as fast. Now let's see, what went fast there that time? Oh, there's something, you can't make it wide here because it will block your way up. So if you have a problem there, it's because you have it too wide. And now there you go. It just pushes you to the end. Ow. And you can have this pathway as long as you want. It doesn't really matter. That won't ever get in the way since it never pushes you up with outside of these 4. These 4 little areas, that's where it's circling around. It will never push you outside of that. So it's basically as simple, like it's simpler than you might think. Of course, it takes a little while to get the full understanding of it. But I hope that I helped you with this, so you can learn how to make this. But, like, as you can see, this works, and you can do it in survival, creative, hardcore, because that's literally just survival. Of course, I did this in creative because I didn't want to farm for like 2 years just to do a tutorial. But there you go. There you have it, folks. That is how you create a piston elevator using redstone. Of course, you use redstone for pistons. I didn't even need to say that. Anyways, that is it for today. Without further ado, let's get some. In memory of Water Sheep, without further ado, let us in the. Wait, I need to show you something. I want to see what happens, because I haven't even looked at it like this. So there you go, that's what it looks like in third person. There you go, now you can hear it. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, so much. It means a lot to me that you actually watch this stuff all the way through. And if you liked it, if you appreciate this, if you appreciate this tutorial, it would be great if you could like the video and consider subscribing maybe to this gaming channel. I'm an epic gamer, guys. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.